Good morning. Welcome to day 24 of Joe at 40. 24. What a just blah number, right? I mean, I remember being 24, and I was pretty newly married, and had a kid on the way. It was scary. It was very scary. But I was so young. And I didn't think I was young. I thought I was so old then. I had lived a pretty hectic, complete life. By the time I hit 24, I was exhausted. And I had just opened a whole new chapter of life called family. You know, getting married, having a kid, that whole thing. Which it's a ride I've been on ever since. But coming off of my previous years before that, you know, I had a crazy childhood, and then an even crazier teenage life, just completely traveling the world, playing music, just doing the whole rock and roll lifestyle. And then all of a sudden I turned into like Mr. Dad, just totally going back to school, working full-time job, going to school full-time, starting a career that was totally different than what I was used to doing. It was a nutty time in my life, and I'm happy for it, but I'm happy to be past it. But then I look back, I'm like, man, I was so young at 24. I didn't feel that way at the time. Anyway, switching gears. Yesterday, the video just kind of ends. I'm walking out of Kudu Coffee, heading to close for business. And then that's it. The video ends because guess what? I was exhausted. I got home from well, let me rewind. I went to close for business. I'll give you an update on that real quick. It was terrible for photography. Place is still awesome. It's amazing, but it's all red lights. It's all red lights inside, which, unless you're shooting in black and white, it sucks. I probably should have just shot the whole thing in monochrome and be done with it. Would have been different. You know what? If I ever do that again, if I ever have to shoot close for business or a place that's one color tone like that again, and I can't use flash because that was part of the agreement, is not to use flash photography, I'll just shoot them all in black and white. Be done with it. Be like, sorry, lighting sucked. This is what you get. Either that or it's all red and everyone looks like they're freaking sick. So I tried my best to get decent photos. Half the photos I took were just unusable because it was so dark I couldn't even focus. A lot of manual focusing going on, and a lot of just, you know, spray and pray shooting, which is never fun. It just doesn't feel like you're actually doing what you're supposed to do. It just feels like you're hoping for the best. But sometimes that's why you gotta use that. You have to have that tool in your tool belt. Sometimes you just gotta go, all right, let's see what sticks. Anyway, so I had a lot of photos to go through last night when I got home, and I fell asleep while I was doing it. I fell asleep editing photos. That was a first. I was on my couch with my laptop in said lap, and all of a sudden I like kind of look around. I'm like, holy cow, did I just fall asleep? And I did. So I quickly finished up the photos, delivered them, and like a glutton for punishment, I went to the gym. I had like 40 minutes left in the day if I wanted to make my Apple Watch rings connect. Don't get me started. It's a stupid like thing that I've put on myself, and it does motivate me. Sorry if you think that's lame, but whatever. So I had 40 minutes left in my day to make the exercise ring connect. So I headed to the gym and I did the elliptical. I watched some John Oliver from like last month. I guess he's on hiatus right now, but I hadn't seen the episode, so I watched that because I don't get to see much of anything. And that was funny. Makes the time go by real quick. Next thing you know, I swear I ended the exercise with like 15 seconds to spare in the day. So I mean, talk about timing. Went home, and then of course the blood was pumping, so I couldn't get back to sleep. So I was up for another hour or two, but I wasn't doing anything productive. I was just laying in bed going, I need to go to sleep. I need to go to sleep. Put on a YouTube video. Usually those put me to sleep. Didn't work. Watched videos all the way to the end. Oh well. So, yesterday I was talking about the alcohol thing, and I'll tell you what, I made it through, not without being majorly tempted. Both places, the owners came up to me and said, hey, can I get you something to drink? You want something? You want to try anything? You need anything? At Kudu, I was was happy to say, hey, can I just get some coffee? I realize you don't have any coffee on. If you have some iced coffee that's already made, that would be perfect. And he was like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. Bring me a nice big old iced coffee, and it was fantastic. Hey, look, I'm drinking iced coffee right now in an MTV 2001 Movie Awards cup. Anyway, so that was okay. And then also the brewer or the brewery gave me a to-go 22 of one of their brews. So that was really nice. I'll get to actually taste that beer. But closed for business was really where it was tempting. I'm telling you, it was packed tight. Lots of the local beer dorks. I don't know what else you're going to call these people. These people are at all the cool events. They're very into the beer scene. And after a while, you start recognizing them. You start being like, hey, weren't you... there were people that were at the Kudu Coffee House that showed up at Close for Business as well. It's a tight community of people who like beer. So I'm at Close for Business, and, it was so packed, I wasn't going to eat there because there was just no room for me to eat, unless I sat at a table by myself, which... that wasn't going to happen anyway because all the tables were packed and it was just too much. And I had to shoot, and I wanted to get out of there, within a reasonable amount of time. So, but the beer, they had 40-something taps. Every single one of them was a South Carolina beer. And trust me, I love South Carolina's brewery scene. We have, I think, the best beer in America. How do I know this? Because when we have Brewvival every year, and we have, the top brewers in the country, actually it's an international thing, people come from all over the place, but my favorite beers are always the ones from like Holy City or Westbrook or Coast, or, it's just, it's the local stuff. Maybe it's because I'm used to it. I don't know. But I think we're the best. So we got to be good at something. We fail at so many other things compared to the rest of the country. Beer, yeah, we got this, dude. We totally got this. So it was tempting. It was so tempting. But I made it through. And then I walked over to Black Bean Company afterwards, grabbed myself a nice little vegan wrap. I picked up some coffee because I was out of coffee for the morning. And I was bummed because I didn't think to check if it was whole bean or ground, and it was already ground, which kind of upset me, but not that much, whatever. It's really not a big deal. It's a small bag of coffee. It's good local coffee, Charleston Brewers or something like that, or I forget what it was called. Charleston Roasters coffee. It was some espresso blend, very good stuff. Now I'm getting off on a tangent. No alcohol. So, didn't have alcohol yesterday at all, and guess what? If you couldn't tell, I feel a lot better already. I am definitely more focused. I was able to get my run in. That also helps. Didn't have time to meditate this morning. That bummed me out, but not too much. I'll figure out an alternative somewhere during the day. Maybe I'll do that tonight, which is a lot easier to meditate at night than it is to go to the gym. So, yeah, definitely a big improvement. Man, it's weird to me how the older I get, the more in tune I am with my body's reaction to different types of food, drinks, chemicals, drugs, whatever. It's, I've just become more aware of how things affect me. When I was younger, I just was never really conscious of the effects of anything I was doing to my mood, to the way I treated other people. And man, you put in some bad inputs, you're going to have some bad outputs. It's so obvious to me now because I really am in tune with it. I see it. I can usually, pick out why I'm reacting a certain way, and it usually has something that has to do with something I did to myself the day before or 2 days before. It's very, very, it's very strange. It's very strange. I'm sure most people are not late bloomers to figuring that out like I am. I don't know. Maybe some people don't ever figure it out. Who knows? But if you noticed in the video yesterday, I keep referencing yesterday's video, but there was the middle update when I was all visibly annoyed and vocally annoyed at a customer of mine who was in a panic. And that's what I do. That's my job. My job is to help people in a panic. But I was so upset and annoyed by the fact that I was pulled out of my schedule, pulled out of my plans. My plans had to change, and I was all upset. And guess what? That's not a problem when you're in tune. When you're in tune with your body and you're in tune with your mind, when plans change, you just kind of go, okay, well, this is how it is now. We're making this change. But when things are off and things are just a little bit wrong in your life, those changes in plans feel like the end of the world. I mean, I was so upset, and I was glad I vented on video, and I was glad I was able to vent for you guys, and you could see me kind of work it out. And as of today, and it worked out in the benefit, I fixed the problem for the customer, made money. I still made it just in time for the event, so it wasn't really a problem. It was all up here. And I'll tell you what, if you can figure that out, your life will be so much easier. Your life will be so much happier because, listen, right now, I've got all these things going on today, and guess what's going on? If you haven't noticed, there's rain going on right now. There is a tropical storm on top of us. The first time since 1998 or 1988, I forget. It's been a long time since they named a tropical storm while it's over land. So this storm formed over land, and it picked up enough power to become classified as a tropical storm. So this is Tropical Storm Julia, and it's coming right for us. And you know what's funny is, like, when my wife told me this morning, like, oh, this weather has turned into a tropical storm, I said, okay, it's all right, no problem, just deal with it. And that's how it should be. That's definitely how it should be. You should just, things happen, and I could choose to panic and freak out, go, oh no, this is going to make everything so hard, it's going to cause traffic, I'm going to be delayed all day, and yada, blah, 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 blah. Or I could just go, okay, I'll just deal with it. It is what it is. And that, my friends, that is why I'm not going to drink tonight again. Because in order to make it through this week, I've got to be on my game. Saturday, I make no promises. I plan on drinking on Saturday because it is a fun day, and I deserve it after a week of working in these beer things, these beer events. All right, peace out. Talk to you later. Good evening. Thank you for joining me in this crazy rush hour traffic. I am trying my hardest, and by hardest, I'm sitting in a car, pressing a pedal, to get to Graze, which is a place up in Summerville that I will be shooting their Charleston Beer Week event. I get the feeling that it's going to be a washout. This storm has been just lingering on top of us all day. We're not in the heart of the storm, we're just like outer bands. They've just been pouring down rain on us all day long. So, I feel real tired at the moment, but I think it's just because of the pressure of the storm. And also, my last call was long. It lasted like over 3 hours of being in one office, and just guess what? Besides being a little tired, which I can overcome that easily enough, I'm in good spirits. I've been in good spirits all day long. Nothing frustrating me. Nothing driving me nuts. I think I'm on to something with this, getting control of yourself and really limiting the intake of alcohol. It has a lot to do with, and I don't mean all the time. I just mean in times of high stress where you're running around and things are going on, and that's one thing you just don't need. You don't need that little extra push into not feeling right. Anyway, I'm not going on that diatribe again. I think tonight, as soon as I'm done with this, that I'm going to watch Mr. Robot live. I don't know. I say because I can't stand watching TV with commercials. I just can't do it anymore. I'm so spoiled. I'd rather wait till tomorrow and just watch it uninterrupted on iTunes. I will pay the $2 for the episode or whatever it is so that I can watch it without commercials. And I have it set to the DVR to record it, so I could technically start it like half an hour late and just fast forward through them. But even that annoys me. I swear, in the digital age, sometimes the laziness factor of things in the digital age I shock myself. Like, really? You can't just fast forward this stuff? Yeah, I can, but I just don't want to. My time is so precious. Those seconds of watching the ads go by. I mean, really. Can you imagine? I'm saying this stuff, and I'm imagining somebody, like, from, even 20 years ago, listening to me complain about that, going like, wait a second, wait, what? You can fast forward through TV and you're complaining about it? What kind of jerk are you? Anyway, I will probably pop in a little later and let you know how it goes at Graze. Hey, maybe it'll be cool enough that I'll record something in Graze. I doubt it. I'll be working, but who knows? It might be so dead. I might be the only person that shows up. It'll be me covering the event. It'll be nothing but a series of selfies, which, by the way, would be hysterical if I turned in 30 selfies for covering the event. That would be the greatest. Actually, no, I can't do that. I could. I mean, seriously, if no one showed up, I would totally do that. I would totally just take a bunch of selfies and just pretend I'm doing different things and give them to Chris, the guy who organizes Charleston Beer Week, just to see what he says. I should do that. I should do 2 different sets. All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna totally screw with Chris. I'm gonna do 2 different sets of photos. One where it's just all selfies, and the other one was with the actual photos. And see what he says. Because, that would really... I'm sure he doesn't want to deal with my nonsense, but that's what you get when you hire me. Nonsense. No, it's not. But I know Chris well enough where I could pull that off.